Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I want you to check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of my merch, y'all. I've added some new things like my mermaid cups and the mermaid tees, and also the Shake Them Tits mugs. All right, you asked for it and you got it. Check out Bondy's merch at Bondy's Boutique. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for Love and Hip Hop New York, y'all. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into your girl notes. All right, so look. The episode started off with Juju inviting everyone to breakfast. The only people who were not in attendance was Kim, Bella, and Yanzi, but everyone else was there. So Juju is like, thank everyone for coming, even those of you who really weren't invited, which was shade to Safari. And then Joe is like, so is your room close to his room and all of this stupid shit? And Juju is like, no, I made sure that his room was far away. And in between the conversation, we talked about how Mano slept in the bed with Maggie like somebody give a fuck, but okay, whatever. And Safari is like, y'all really act like I'm supposed to give a fuck like about whatever Juju talking about. And so that's when Mano and Joe were like, come on man, you're being disrespectful, come on now, you're being rude, why are you doing that? Trying to check him. And he was like, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, I'm sorry. And I just kind of feel like, why does everybody feel like people supposed to be kissing Juju ass? Like, y'all, I love Juju, okay? Like, I love Juju in the past seasons and stuff, but this season she's really started to get on my fucking nerves a little bit with the self-righteous bullshit that she does. And then to sit up there and shade Safari about how he wasn't supposed to be invited and how you made sure his room was far away from yours, you checked and all of this. Like, what is that about? She says that their friendship is one-sided, and we know what that's about. He was trying to get with you. Yes, y'all were friends, but he was trying to get with you. You weren't reciprocating, so the nigga moved on like Maya. I'm moving on to Erica Mena, okay? And they may not be talking about it, I don't know exactly, throughout the relationship when this was, but he probably isn't reaching out to you like that, for one, because you played that nigga dust, okay? And for two, he probably trying to work on his relationship with Erica Mena, which means no contact with big booty, beautiful Latino bitches like Juju, okay? So like, I just kind of feel like I'm tired of everybody feeling like, people supposed to be kissing Juju ass. And then Mano, with his crazy ass, once again wants to bring up Safari's robbery and wants to know if Safari snitched. And I'm like, let me tell you something, Mano, okay? Like, I know you fashion yourself a real nigga, but missing a decade of your fucking life to be in jail ain't nothing to be happy or proud about, my nigga. And at the end of the day, no matter what you want to say about Safari, he was robbed at gunpoint. So I'm singing like a motherfucking canary. Them niggas ain't my people, them niggas ain't my friends, them niggas robbed me. So yes, I'm calling the po-po-ho, okay? Like, I have a real issue with this whole idea that he's snitching because he said something about them niggas robbing him. Now he says that they was stupid and they was running through the toll with no plates and shit like that, which is why they got pulled over in the first place. But even if he did say something, Mano, and what? And what? If a nigga roll in my house and rob me, I'm calling JPSO. Okay? I may not always agree with everything the police do, but at the end of the day, I believe that there should be law and order. Because if there is no law and order, then people out here raping and pillaging and shit like we living in Mexico. And I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. If somebody robbed me, I'm calling the po-po-ho and I'm selling everything. The nigga had on a red hat. The nigga had on a black sweatshirt. The nigga had on some Jabot jeans. We don't even wear those no more. Nigga had on a pair of dirty G-Nikes, no socks. The nigga, like, I'm telling the whole story. The nigga was driving a navy blue Durango, all right? The fucking license plate wasn't there. Like, I'm telling the whole story, okay? Huh?
The nigga had a soldier rag on.
Okay? Nigga had a soldier rag on. You ain't no soldier. Okay, the fuck out of here. Like, I just think that's some ignorant, stupid ass shit. Like, I'm not even really, the only reason, like, with the Tekashi 6ix9ine situation is you claim to be a thug, okay, but then when it came down to it, you were singing. But at the end of the day, am I mad at him? No. I'm not upset at all. My nigga, do whatever you gotta do to make sure you got less jail time. Fuck out of here with that shit. Them niggas wasn't your friends. Ain't no honor amongst gangsters these days. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, man, nah. Okay? if you could rob me and try to kill my old lady and shit, I could definitely tell the cops about it. Like, Mano's ignorant ass just need to shut the fuck up and worry about what's going on with him and his old lady, okay? So look, everybody leaving breakfast so that they can go and sightsee and shop and have a good time together. And here come Kimbella all late. Oh, okay, y'all leaving. Let me just get a little something. And Juju was like, actually, we're about to leave, but if you want to go with us, you know, it's great. And she's like, okay, but they sit down and talk because, you know, they got to talk about this Yandy situation. Because last episode, Yandy told Juju what her problem was with Kimbella, which was the fact that Kimbella was going around to people saying that she adopted Infinity on some clout chasing shit to, you know, to have a good look. And she feels like, bitch, how are you gonna say that? So you mean to tell me you think that I would put my child's life in danger by bringing somebody who I don't really care about or I don't really know to stay in the house with me and my kids? Bitch, you trying to call me a bad mother? Yeah, she took a little leap and all of that, but at the end of the day, I understand how her mind went there. And I also understand why Yandy has a fucking problem. Kimbella, you doing the most. You doing the most, okay? Whatever Yandy is doing over there with that girl, I don't think that has anything to do with her looking like a good person. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Yandy could have continued to do the shit that she do, and it still would have been the same energy towards Yandy. Either you like her or you don't like her. But her adopting Infinity is not about to make somebody feel like, oh my God, I just really didn't fuck with Yandy, but now that she's adopted this young girl, I just love her to tears. Like, fuck out of here. Like, that's, I don't like the fact that she went around telling people that, and then when she has a conversation with Yandy, she's talking to Yandy like Yandy should have had a conversation with her about how she was feeling. Bitch, you should have had a conversation with Yandy about your feelings instead of having conversations with Mariah Lynn and every fucking body else and Jonathan and everybody else that would listen. You was being messy, bitch. You was being messy. You been being messy, and you wrong. And the fact that everybody around, Sin, Juju, everybody Maggie, all you bitches sitting up there acting like what Kimbella did wasn't wrong. Let's just talk it out. Y'all are adults. Get the fuck out of here, Juju, because you be mad for less shit, bitch. You'll be mad and in your bag for way less shit. So everyone is going shopping, and Sin keeps hinting at wanting a ring. You know, when is this proposal gonna happen, Joseph? Okay, we're doing good. When is this proposal gonna happen? And Joe is like, you know, in due time and all of this shit here. Like, all right, nigga, we get it. You know, you trying to orchestrate and all of that. But the men go and surf and have surfing lessons, and they talk. We're gonna get to them in a second. Meanwhile, Juju, Maggie having a conversation about Kim and Yandy need to talk. Kim and Sin having a conversation about what Kimbella thinks and the fact that they need to talk. And I'm just exhausted with it, y'all. I'm just exhausted with it at this point, because I feel like everybody refuses to tell Kimbella that she wrong for the shit that she's saying. I'm hoping, you know, I didn't say that she was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was saying I was hoping that she wasn't doing it for the wrong reasons. Bitch, tomato, tomato, bitch. Tomato, tomato. Okay, either way, my love, you are insinuating that Yandy would adopt a whole ass person just so she could look good out on these internet streets, as if a motherfucker care. Like, I know some people do, but I really don't think that Yandy is doing any of the things that she does when it comes to political things. I don't think she's doing any of that because she's, you know, grandstanding and clout chasing. Like, Yandy's making her money, baby. Yandy's been on this show since what, the first and second season or some shit like that. Ain't had a real storyline since Mendices went to jail or before she got with the nigga. Either way, she's still on the show because Mona owe her some money, okay? Because this show was her idea, and Mona came and swooped that shit up and did it herself, but then always kind of kept Yandy close by. So Yandy ain't got no ill, you know, will towards them. They cool and shit. But at the end of the day, we know that Yandy is on this show because this was Yandy's idea from the very beginning. Okay? So I feel like Yandy does not need to adopt the whole ass child, okay, and become financially responsible for a 16-year-old just so she can make herself look good. She don't need to be out on the streets in you know, 12-degree weather for the people in the Brooklyn jail and shit like that getting pepper sprayed. She don't need to do none of that shit. I think she does that because that's the person that she is. And she is somebody that likes to look good in public and all of that. But who the fuck doesn't, bruh? Like, Kimbella, you the only one that don't give a fuck about not having nothing going on in their life but running behind a nigga that just finally got his teeth fixed. Like, what the fuck ever, bitch. So once again, Mano and Joe are checking Safari and telling him that he needs to make things right with Juju because Juju was there with him when he got robbed and shit. And I understand that, but I also feel like I don't know what Juju want from him. Like, y'all are not gonna be in a relationship, and I don't know what type of friendship you think y'all about to have, okay? Like, Safari was honestly interested in you because he wanted to date you, and he was taking being in a friend zone, thinking that eventually he will be able to warm your heart up to him, but that never happened, so the nigga moved on, okay? So I don't know what y'all expecting from him, but he said he gonna have a conversation with Juju because Juju was a real friend to him, being there for him, you know, as Mano would say when he was crying and shit. And I just kind of feel like, Mano, you spent like a lot of years in jail. If you wasn't crying at one point or another, nigga, you crazy. And we know you crazy, but you gotta be super duper crazy to not at all be bothered by being in jail for a decade. Wasn't he in jail for like 10 years or some shit like that? Like, nigga, okay? I'm just saying, like, niggas get emotional about the things they want to get emotional about. And yes, we know in the music, everybody want to be a thug. Mano, you one of the few niggas that's a thug outside his music and inside his music. Okay? Safari got robbed and somebody put a gun in his face right after his uncle died, who was a father figure in his life. So excuse the fuck out of him for having a little PTSD at the moment. Okay? Whatever, man. I ain't never mad at a man that cries. Like, men need to cry too. If I feel the need to fucking cry, I'm going to fucking cry. And ain't no nigga named Mano with no neck gonna make me feel bad about that shit. Okay? Fuck out of here with that. Anyway, so then we gotta move on to Mano and his issues with Maggie. And he says he's gonna make it right. You know, he knows that he didn't really think she was serious about this music thing because, you know, this is a lifestyle. You don't really take breaks. And I'm like, who don't take breaks? Nigga, you took a 10-year break when you went to jail. And I'm sure whatever you was doing in jail didn't have nothing to do with your music. Not like talking about it, okay? Like, so please stop with that shit. And another thing, there are a lot of artists. Back in the day, artists used to take breaks all the time. They come out with a great album, go away for about 3-4 years, come back with another great album. Like Usher, baby. Usher used to come out with an album, go away for 3 years, come back out with another album, go away for another 3 years. Like, people used to take breaks, baby. It's okay. It can't always be the same thing all the time. And your girl was going through something. But like he said, when he met her, she had millions of views on YouTube for her singing. And when she did get in the studio, old girl sounded like she knew what the fuck she was doing. So I just kind of feel like you might not have wanted to be financially responsible if she didn't want to fall through with everything. But if she is your old lady, I don't feel like, you know, it's no skin off your neck to let her be in the studio with you. You wanted to put Alexis Skybird ass on the song like she could really sing or rap? Fuck out of here with that shit. Okay, Maggie potential is way higher than Alexis Sky, but we're gonna go ahead and let y'all tell it. He said he got something he working on to make that shit right with her. Then we move on to Joe, who wants to use Kimbella waiting 10 years for a fucking ring as a reason why he's not rushing into the situation with Sin. Sin ain't Kimbella, baby. Sin ain't Kimbella. I just want to put that out there right now, okay? Sin won a damn ring from the man she been with for what, three plus years or whatever. And she got a baby for that she's in love with. Y'all on a good foot. Joe, don't be sitting up here using Jewels and Kimbella as a motherfucking blueprint. Please don't. That's not smart. Okay, it's obvious that that's not what he gonna do. But, you know, we happy for Jewels and Kim. But at the same time, I still feel like Jewels would have put a ring on Kim's finger years ago if that's what he really wanted to do. Why wait until you got 2 years in penitentiary before you want to make the move? Fuck out of here with that shit, man. But y'all know Joe is going to eventually propose. And then they go ahead and everybody has a good time at the beach. We surfing. We joking. It's just, it was light. It was beautiful. It was enjoyable. I was jealous. I want to be on the beach. So Remy and Pap are leaving the hospital after a doctor's appointment. And she's about 2 weeks out. And she, you know, talking about, I didn't have any cravings or anything like that. You know, my pregnancy has been like, you know, really normal and all of this shit. And Pap is like, you know, you having a golden child. Okay, this ain't an ordinary child. I'm like, my nigga, yes it is. Yes it is. Okay? Look, let me tell you something. People can be amazing. Amazing when they get older. Amazing when they become adults. Amazing when they're teenagers, okay? But when you're coming out the pussy, you're a baby like everybody else is a baby, okay? Fucking, you know, all this bullshit about your child extra special and shit. Yeah, to y'all, Pap. To y'all. But to the viewing public, your baby ain't no different than the baby that's being born by LaQuisha and them down the street. Like, I'm just saying. Like, baby's a baby, son. Calm the fuck down. He just be doing the most sometimes. I just be looking at him like, come on now, nigga, calm down. Okay? Because I almost feel like you always calling this child a golden child like y'all don't have 2 other children that y'all done had. Like, making them other children feel hella inadequate, okay? Y'all wasn't shit. This is the child right here, okay? This is, y'all was the starter children. This is the one. like, you gotta know that at some point somebody gonna be like, damn, daddy, like, was you this bucked up when I was born? Like, fuck. Okay, I'm just saying. So anyway, they get a call from Joe, and Joe is like, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to propose. So start planning everything. I'm serious. And Remy is like, you sure it's not like a Costa Rica, you know, alcohol-induced situation? And he's like, no, I'm ready. Like, well, about motherfucking time. About motherfucking time, Joe. Okay? Like, wish you was just waiting for y'all to have 2 weeks of no arguments before you propose to the girl. And Pap is mad because Remy is about to start, you know, orchestrating the proposal, and he feels as if she needs to just be relaxing. And, you know, she could do the same. She could do those 2 things at the same time. You can lay in the bed and do shit on your phone, iPad, and computer all at the same time. It's not really her situation, so it's not like it's going to be that stressful. All she got to do is be on, you know, be on Pinterest and shit, and then look for shit in your area. Boom, bow, pow, call somebody, make some phone calls, some emails, and you got a proposal set up. Boom, bow, pow. So Maggie, Kim, and Juju are having drinks, and someone invited Yandy down. And as soon as Yandy comes down and she sees Kimbella, and Kimbella kind of made a look, and then she was like, ugh. So she turned around and walked the fuck off. And then Maggie and her ass cheeks was like boom, 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 running behind Yandy. And I'm like, girl, them booty cheeks was having a whole ordeal in them pants. I was just like, oh Lord, what happened after that? Like, oh Lord, what happened after that, y'all? And she runs up to Yandy, and Yandy is like, I'm not doing this. I'm not fucking doing this, y'all. Like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like having a conversation with this bitch. I've said all I had to say. You don't get to talk about my mothering skills and all of that, and then think we still gonna be having conversations and shit. So she goes back to her room. Kimbella says, I'm gonna go and find out what is going on because Yandy's doing the most. So I'm gonna go to her room and talk to her. And I'm like, really, bitch? You about to act like you trying to be the bigger person? Yandy been trying to be the bigger person with your dumb ass since the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, y'all met up in the fucking club, and that girl was trying to have a conversation with you, but you wanted to have a problem no matter what. Okay, so she goes to Yandy's room. Yandy brings up her saying that she adopted Infinity for, you know, for what it would look like to other people, to look good or whatever. And Kim says, I hoped that you weren't doing it for the wrong reasons. And I'm like, why does she keep saying that? Like, that's not saying the exact same thing. You questioning her motives either way, which makes people think you think your friend is fucked up enough to adopt a child just so she could be in the house. Mommy Dearest adopted children for the look of it, and then she beat the fuck out of them and then made them give away all their toys to charity. Okay, like, this is not exactly the best situation for you to be basically comparing Yandy to Mommy Dearest out this motherfucker. Okay, and apparently Kim is still mad about the situation where Yandy called her down to Lil Mendici's party, and she was outside with the shits and everything, and then she said she was coming because Yandy called her because she wanted to have her back and all of this shit. She also feels like Yandy is playing the victim when she's upset about these things that, you know, Kimbella has said about her when it pertains to the kids. And I feel like, Kimbella, that's real convenient for you to say that she's playing the victim the way you keep crying about the same thing over and over again. But Yandy didn't had it up to here. So Yandy is like, bitch, the only reason I called you down there is so you could get a check. I'm like, well, damn, break the fourth wall then, bitch. Yandy like, I can't take this shit no more. I'm not doing this no more. No, the only reason you came down, we had a pact, bitch. Okay, we had a pact for you to come down. Nobody told you to actually fight anybody, but you come down, you look like my friend, you look like you're trying to have my back, you get a fucking check, and then when we get to the reunion show, we're supposed to stick to the story, but you didn't want to stick to the story, so now I look like an asshole who was lying on you when really we had a pact. Y'all was like, y'all didn't broke the fourth wall, the producers come out and shit. Everybody like, wait a goddamn minute. Y'all can't be telling everybody what we be doing. Okay, but we already know. We already knew it. We knew what that's exactly what it was about. But Kimbella wants to be mad about something. So that's not good enough. So the next thing that Kim brings up is the fact that she said that, well, you know, Yandy said that she wasn't working with Jewels anymore because of Kimbella. And she says, I'm not. I was constantly being put in the middle of you guys' relationship because you wanted to know when he was in the studio with some bitch, and as your friend, you felt like I should tell you. But as my client, I felt like I needed to mind my business. But at the same time, I'm friends with the both of y'all. I got caught in the middle way too many times, and I decided to cease and desist on our business relationship because the shit got too personal. Yandy, that's what you do though. That's your MO. That's what you did with Jim, and that's what you did with Jewels. And I understand why you kind of realize now I just need to step back out the situation. Kimbella, why are you mad about that? You want an apology about that shit? For what? For what? She's not saying that you a bad person. She's saying y'all's relationship caused conflict in her business relationship with Jewels, which is why she could no longer manage him without all of this fucking problem and hoopla and shit. Okay? Kim says, you know, she's back to that line that she keep, you know, running over and over again. Until you want to be honest about who you really are, we don't have nothing to talk about. Bitch, you've been saying that since the first episode that y'all sat down and talked to one another. And I'm really over it, Kim. Because I feel like you just want to have a problem with her. You just want to have something to scream and holler about on this motherfucking show. And it's annoying as shit because it's not no real basis for none of it. Okay? It's not no real basis for none of it. Let's move on to Alexis Sky, who went ahead and got that paternity test with Solo Lucci, and she wants her apology from him because he is not the father. That nigga is 0% the daddy, okay? And she goes to him with her titties out, and she's like, I showed up to his little shoot or whatever he got going on. Girl, do not try to play that man like he don't have a song on the radio right now. Where's your song? On SoundCloud? Shh, okay? No disrespect to the folks with songs on SoundCloud, but what I'm saying is, don't be little when you ain't got shit. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You would have hoped and prayed that the nigga with a current record deal and records coming out that would have actually been there for your child. You should have been hoping and praying that that nigga was the daddy instead of trying to hold on to one-eyed Willie, who every other week don't want to claim your child. Okay, but anyway, child, look. Solo apologizes to her, I guess, for keeping the shit going. But if he was fucking you, I'm still confused about what he's apologizing for. But you know what? Whatever. Well, I'm sorry that I said I could be the father of your baby. Like, that nigga was happy he wasn't the father of her baby. But Alexis said she don't want no beef. She don't want no problem. And he said, you know what? I don't want no beef. I don't want no problems either. Bygones be bygones, bitch. All right? And that's that. Let's move on to Rich lastly. So Rich got on FaceTime finally with Miracle. He's been trying to reach her. She hasn't been answering. He's like, what's going on, Miracle? You know what I'm saying? Like, Rich was mad. Apparently, she's been going through it. She got a lot going on. She got bigger fish to fry than to be answering his phone calls. You know, the person that's trying to pay for her to have a real lawyer. The whole time, he's been saying, let me do this, let me do that for you. And she still wants to ignore him and handle it herself. On the phone, she tells him that the only person's story that's being heard is her husband's story. And she believes it's because her public defender isn't good enough. She has another lawyer that costs about 16 G's that she wants to get. And Rich is like, okay, like you should have asked me from jump, okay, instead of waiting until the last minute. Maybe we wouldn't be going to trial if you would ask me for help sooner instead of being in denial about this shit like you thought there were gonna be no consequences to you shooting this nigga. Y'all, anyway, she said she can pull text messages and pictures and all of that to prove that he was abusive to her. But I'm just kind of wondering why that wasn't presented, you know, initially. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with their case. All I know is it's affecting Ashley in a bad way because now Ashley wants to quit school. And that's exactly what Rich didn't want to happen. So when he has a little sit down with Ashley, she's losing weight and she doesn't want to go back to school because she said, I failed English, I'm stressed out, I can't concentrate on what's going on, and I just feel like I need to get my mind right, so I want to sit out for a semester. And ultimately, Rich can only do so much. Like, he can't make her go to school every day. So he's like, okay, you know, if that's what you think you need to do, but promise me that you're gonna walk across that, walk across that stage one day, all right? And you know, don't make me wait too long. But here's my thing, y'all, and it's that I was watching it and I was like, I do not want to seem like I'm not being sympathetic to Ashley. because I am. But I also remember what I went through when my dad had cancer and then he died. And then the week that we had the funeral, that following day, like maybe 2 days later, because I think we had the funeral on like a Friday, and then I had to go back to school Monday to take my finals for that semester. My finals. I passed them too. Passed them good too. And it wasn't because the teachers felt sorry for me and shit. I did have to show up with my daddy's obituary, which was really like, you know, but I understand people are fucked up enough to lie about shit like that, but I wasn't. But anyway, I just kind of feel like your mom might be going to jail and everything, but what are you going to do when you're not in school? Hanging out at the house? Hanging around with your friends, with your little boyfriend, taking care of your siblings or some shit like that when your mom is still there? Like, what are you going to be doing not going to school for a semester? I feel like it's a way to not have to go to school. It's a cop-out in a way. Because it's a lot, I do understand that. But I also feel like there's no reason why you can't keep going to school. Okay, you went from a 3.7 to a 3.0. That's still a B average. You still passing. There's no reason for you to drop out of school. Okay, your mom is still at home with your siblings. The situation is not resolved yet. And I understand that may be stressful on you. But at the same time, this is your life. It ain't about making your parents happy. It's not about making them proud. It's about the fact that you need to be able to make money on your own. It's about the fact that you need to have something to fall back on in your life. So if you're going to take one more year, you know, I don't know how y'all work, but when we used to get financial aid and shit, you can only get financial aid for like the first 4 years. After you went over that, they stopped giving you all the financial aid. Am I correct about that? Like, right. I mean, when you get a loan, yeah, but when you get the Pell Grants and shit like that, like when I was in school, you only got that shit for your first, you know, 4 years. And then after that, you had to rely on loans and shit. And who wants to do that? We trying to tell you that that ain't the way to go. All right, the generation before you, we broke as fuck right now, in debt like a motherfucker, because we had to take all these student loans, and your daddy is there paying for it. And I understand that it's just a semester, but I also feel like a semester can turn into 2 semesters, that can turn into 3 semesters, especially if she feel like, you know, I just really don't want to go back. You know what I'm saying? It can be a slippery slope, and I feel like she should be able to still go back to school. But you know what? Everybody handles things differently. And, you know, I don't want to judge the little girl. I don't want, you know, be like, you know, shitting on her or nothing like that. But I just kind of wonder, so what you going to be doing in the meantime that's supposed to be conducive to you getting your mind right? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, that's my opinion on it. That's Love and Hip Hop New York. I'll see y'all in Miami. Miami, Miami. You've got style. All right, see you in the next one.